This is video number 3 for violin players only. In this video, we're actually going to get to play on our instrument some, which is yay, first time we've done that. We're going to learn the names of the strings and we're going to learn how to play on a couple of those strings. So all you need for this video is your instrument with your shoulder rest already put on. So if you have forgotten to put your shoulder rest on, you need to do that now. Now don't forget that each time you put your instrument back in the case, you need to take your shoulder rest off or it will not fit in your case, okay? So each day when you take your instrument out to practice, you put your shoulder rest on, take it off afterwards, all right? So we've got our shoulder rest on. Remember, you know, check and make sure it's going the correct way. Remember, the instrument curves one way, the shoulder rest curves the other way, all right? This is wrong, bad, good, okay? You see how this one's wrong? It's flipped the other way. We don't want that. We need the shoulder rest curves up. Now, hopefully at this point you have found a place that works for you, whether it be like this, or straight across, or whatever, that is comfortable for you. So, before we put our instrument up on our shoulder, I want to show you a couple of things about the instrument. So just kind of watch this here, and you can kind of look down on your instrument to compare it with your own. But you see how we have 4 different strings. Now you may have already noticed this, but you notice how some of them are fatter than the others? This is a skinny string, this is a fat string. You see the difference? Okay? The skinny string is called the E string. We're not going to use that string for a really long time. The fat string is called the G string. We're not going to use that one either for a really long time. The ones we're going to play on right now are these two right here. Now the one next to the skinny string, the one next to the E string, is called the A string. This one's a little bit skinnier than the next one over, which is called the D string. So the A string is next to the skinny string. The D string is next to the fat string. That's all you need to know right now. Okay, don't worry about these. If you remember that they're E and G, wonderful, you're smart, great, yay, that'll be helpful, useful, that'll be useful later on. But for now, A is next to skinny, D is next to fat. That's it. That's all you got to know, okay? So now, let's put our instrument up on our shoulder. But start with above your head, shift to the left, standing nice and tall, come down, shoulder rest cradles your shoulder. Make sure it's sitting on your shoulder really good. I'm going to scoot up now so you can see me better. Bump on my face, bump on the chin rest, stretch the neck up, get the bump on your face over the bump on the chin rest, clamp down, let go hopefully. If you can't let go yet, that's okay. Hold right here. All right? Now with your right hand, what I want you to do is make the shape of an L with the index finger and your thumb. Okay? Now we're going to pluck the string. Now I want you to notice the motion my finger is doing right now. See how it's doing little circles? That's what I'm going to want you to do when you're plucking. I want you to do little circles. Okay? So plucking just means to be pulling the string. We're going to anchor our thumb so the thumb doesn't actually move. All right? You're going to put your thumb on the side of the fingerboard. Now, some teachers will teach you to put it on the edge. That's actually what I learned, but that's not what I want you to do because we get a better sound when we pluck a little further down here. And what a lot of teachers will tell you to do is put your thumb here and then reach over. Well, I have found that inevitably everyone always comes up here. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to put our thumb there. So then we're just there. The other thing putting your thumb here does is it makes your hand turn a little bit. See how my wrist is facing my face like this? That's what we want because we're going to pluck using the kind of the fatty part of our finger, the fleshy part. The more of the finger you get on the string, the better sound you're going to get when you're plucking. Okay? Now, I'm going to pluck the D string 4 times, and I want you to pluck it 4 times, the same speed that I go. Now, to do that, don't hold your instrument like this. I'm just doing this for the camera. Put your finger in between the fat and the next one, between the G and the D, and then pull towards your hand, okay? So you're going to do that 4 times after me, and it's important that you go the same speed that I go. Wait till I've done it. D, D. Now you go. D, 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 D. Try it again. D, D, and now go. D, 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 D. Go to the A string. The A string is next to the skinny one. Play 4 A's. Go A, 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 Again. A, 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 A. Good. Now do 2 Ds and 2 As without stopping. D, D, and A. Go. D, D, A, A. Now do the reverse. If you can, without your left hand, try it now. If you can't, this is okay. Do 2 A's, 2 D's. Go. A, D, D. This one's going to be a little bit trickier. Go D, A, D, A. In time, in the same speed I go. D, A, D, A. Go. D, A, D, A. Now the reverse. A, D, A, D. Go. A, D, A, D. Now, I've talked about making sure you go the same speed that I go. In music, that is called tempo. Some of you, I'm sure, already knew that. Now, some of you also know what this is. This right here is actually 2 things. It's both a metronome and a tuner. Metronomes are wonderful things. Metronomes keep us staying on the right speed, the right tempo, and keep us with a very steady beat, okay? So, you're going to learn in the next video about beat, you're going to learn about quarter notes, you're going to learn about quarter rest. You're also going to have access to a free metronome, but there are many free metronomes online that you can use with your phone or with your computer or iPad or whatever. This is its own little thing, okay? A metronome, all it does is makes a little clicky sound in a very specific speed. And we can change the speed to go faster, so the clicks are closer together, or slower, so that the clicks are further apart. All right, so metronomes are great tools for us. You'll be using them a lot. What I want you to do now is I want you to try to do 4 Ds exactly with this click. Okay, echo me. D, 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 D. Go. D, 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 D. Now A's. A, 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 A. So when we first get started, we're going to be using the metronome a lot. We're also going to be using some playback music as well to help us keep a steady beat and a steady time. Because there really is no such thing as the correct note at the wrong time. If it's not at the right time, it's wrong. Okay? Even if you think it's the right note, if it's not played exactly right, it's wrong. And it's very important that you learn how to kind of internalize a beat. So we will be using metronomes quite a bit with our music. So in the next video, we're going to start learning how to read some music symbols. We're actually going to start playing out of your book as well. But for now, what I want you practicing, reviewing your instrument parts, how to hold your instrument, hopefully without your hand. That'd be wonderful if you could do it by now. But if not, give yourself at least a week. And plucking your open D and A strings. Review those 3 things before we get to our next videos.